That ought to mean something. While the badger figured his best defense was a good offense. And it worked, too. So, having had enough badgering for one day, TOKLAT returned to his mother's side, a confused but wiser bear. With these spring days coming on, Mom's coat was getting kind of warm, so she was starting to shed it, and it didn't make her look none too pretty a picture. In fact, she had a face only a bear cub could love. By summer, TOKLAT decided he had had just about enough. He was determined that nobody was going to get the best of him ever again. Thinking he was alone, he set up a training camp and grabbed any sparring partner he could find. He attacked another poor sap to prove that he was a grizzly critter, strong, savage, and ferocious. The squirrel wasn't too impressed, but she wouldn't expose him. I guess she figured cubs will be cubs. Ah, TOKLAT, you're wearing me out. Don't know if it's on account of this here tracking or the remembering I seem to be doing. And they're all real fine memories. I guess they're what's keeping me going. Well, I'll be. Look at those berries. That's a good sign a hard winter's coming. You know, those berries play a pretty important part in the bear's diet. I remember watching TOKLAT and his mom digging in the first snow of winter for their last blueberries of the year. You see, they tank up on berries just before hibernating, and those berries leave their systems as clean as a whistle, so that when they go to sleep for the winter, they don't have to sleep on a stomach full of half-digested food. Winter for most wildlife means just plain hard times. Young'uns are hungry and food is scarce. when that mama cougar was lucky enough to find a straggler, she stalked it with all the cunning and speed she could muster. Nature gave her all the skills she needed to provide for herself and those little ones given to her care. But for TOKLAT, winter was just another new experience. He was as footloose as ever. Grizzlies seldom do their own butchering, so the scent of someone else's kill was just what TOKLAT's mother was looking for. The cougar saw trouble coming and sent her kittens up a tree where they stayed while she fought for the right to her own kill. When those two squared off, the whole forest knew that claws and fur would really be flying. That old sow bear outweighed the cougar 3 or 4 times, and using her thick winter coat as a shield against the cat's sharp claws, she muscled in, attacking with her powerful shoulders and neck. TOKLAT, like the kittens, wasn't saddled with the burden of survival. So, while Mama went after the main course, he grubbed up some watercress for salad. The mother cougar realized that she was no match for this old mother bear, so she stepped aside. Now, while TOKLAT and his mother slept through the perils of winter, the bobcat, like the cougar, was left to forage for food day in and day out. When the bears came out of hibernation, TOKLAT's mother was downright stiff from the 4 months of inactivity. While she was working the kinks out of her muscles, TOKLAT was off to enjoy another of Grizzly's favorite sports, snow sliding. But what TOKLAT didn't know was that the winter storms had left a mighty dangerous situation, and that bear was about to find himself right in the middle of it. he'd really started something. So he decided he'd better get out of there fast. As winter melted from the wilderness, a bobcat took her kitten for a spring stroll to introduce him to his new and wonderful world. TOKLAT greeted that spring as a tough 2-year-old, no longer a cowering cub. He was just like any strapping kid. The minute the sun shines, they all gotta go swimming. And if there's one thing the grizzly loves, it's water. That chorus of frogs didn't quite know what to make of that bear. What a show-off. Look at that. As far as I could see, the only reason he got out of the water was to get right back in. Look at him put up those dukes. Yep, he sure was a fine-looking roachback. Darned if there ain't something sad about growing up. Those doing the growing can't wait, but for those doing the watching, it's over all too soon. The old sow greeted her son with pride. She had done her job and done it well. But now she knew what she must do. Yes, the time had come. Almost without warning, her mood changed. Affection suddenly turned to rejection. And hiding her own sorrow, she told him he must leave her. He must leave then, and he must leave forever.